Okay, so we're back in Tamika. I lost my power cell to recharge my phone, so I've been offline for a couple of days. And I'm good, thanks. So anyway, what was it like? Well, we climbed up the top of the mountain. The whole thing was kind of a mess. I mean, he did fill his contract, but we thought we were going to get a guide going up there. And instead, we're all climbing up there on our own. Two people decided they didn't want to go at all. And that's good, because if they were ahead of us, they wouldn't have made it. They were just moving too slow. I ended up with somebody who's, nobody's sure how old he is. We think he might be 40. But we're not sure. He might be slow. None of us are really sure what's going on with this guy. But anyway, every time he got ahead of me, I caught up to him. I had the longest time of anybody there climbing. But, I mean, I could have taken 4 hours off my time if he hadn't been there. I was just really worried. They told me to be careful with who you make mad because they'll mess with the ropes and that can get you killed. And he looked to me like the person who was the most likely to, mess with your ropes. So, and they had me use a figure eight, and I hate figure eights. They're slow and you can break your knuckles. They're bad. I was just going to go fast rope down. That would have taken another half an hour off easy. But anyway, after we got down, it was all right. We moved from one side to another. And then it was 4 days of hiking. We didn't really move too far, but we had days when we moved pretty fast. I can say that. And then the second day, after we got done with the hike, going up the mountain, there's two ways you can die on that mountain. One is you can just fall and roll down the side. Eventually you'll stop, but I'm not kidding. Some of that stuff is razor sharp. It looks almost like dragon's teeth. You got to see it to understand it. But it'll rip the clothes and the flesh right off you. It's just that sharp. And the second way is about a 3,000 foot fall. That's probably the way you want to go. But so we got through that, and then the next day I was hiking with the guy that's a little slow again, and he really is. And he got us. I could see the people who were leading us right in front of us, and he slowed down, and we lost sight of him, and we got lost for 4 hours. And then he went back and he worked on me. I think he was speaking in German, but I think he's Lithuanian. I'm not sure. I can't understand what he's saying when he talks German. So I talked to the guy who's in charge of the whole program. I said, look, I've tried to hike with this guy 2 days in a row. It's not working out, and it's getting a lot worse fast, so I'm not working with him anymore. And he said, fine, because he held everybody up. I mean, we were supposed to move another 6K, and because he got us lost, they had to tent early. So we had to do something like 20K the next day. Nobody wanted to do that. But 4 days, trails change week to week because they wash out. A lot of the trails are just dirt berms that have grown up along the side of a sheer cliff. And we came up on a couple where the trail just ends, it's gone. There's nothing there anymore. And our guide's help, he's a local, indigenous. He would build us a little, I guess you'd call it a bridge. I mean, you could walk on it. And anyway, we'd get across and we'd just keep moving and moving and moving. But those two people didn't go up. They were finishing up about an hour behind us. They did not belong here. I talked to 2 or 3 other people and they agreed they shouldn't have been here to begin with. They're just not in shape. They're not equipped to deal with it. They didn't even try to go up the mountain. And getting them to the finish line, so to speak, they finished a couple hours behind us. And sometimes they didn't have the decency to go last. So when it took them 15 minutes to move 50 yards, it took everybody else 15 minutes to move 50 yards. It was just not good for us. So anyway, we got up this morning at about 4:30. We packed up our stuff. We moved about, they said it was 10K. A lot of people in these countries are traveling by motorcycle. So we threw our backpacks on, we jumped on the back of the bikes, and we rode. And our shoulders were sore. A lot of us lost weight, so we didn't have any padding in the backside, so we got hurt pretty good there. And thighs were sore trying to keep ourselves up off the seat. And we got there, I'd say we waited about 2 hours for the aircraft, which wasn't an awful lot. And then my group went first. It was based off weight. So they moved a lot of the smaller people in the first group, which was the larger group. And we landed and we got back here and we had to get some things sorted out, and we all finally got showered up. So it's good. And tomorrow we're flying out at, well, the flight leaves at 11:20, arrives in Bali at about 13:45. But there's that time difference there too, of an hour or two. So everything's going good. Everybody else is going to be in Bali for a day, and then they fly out the next day. I'm there for 2 days. Just makes more sense for me to stay in Bali for 2 days and take a couple hundred off my ticket than try to fly out immediately. But on the 15th, I should be home. And hopefully, we'll see how things go. Nothing's really changed with me, so. That's it, though. I'm trying to get my phone fixed, and I'm going to go down and get this thing shaved off my face. But check in later.